Hi there guys, and welcome to another Train Sim 2020 video. Today we're doing a quick scenario. It's about 35 minutes I think. It's 2 Hotels 6-9. It's a scenario by James Ivel that I did on stream the other day and I really enjoyed it. So it was definitely worth showing off to you guys. It's available now over on ATS for non-subscribers. It's a free scenario and it is, 2 Hotels 6-9 if I remember completely correctly. Let me just... 2 Hotels 6-9, London Bridge to Beckenham Junction. Right, let's get set up. Let's get you on, you into neutral. Cancel you, and then we'll get our doors open. Perfect. So, you will notice controller cam just down below my beautiful face there. This isn't staying, not for videos, unless it's something you guys overwhelmingly want, and then I'll have to have a big rethink about the whole way everything's laid out. But it just gives you an overview. You'll see me operate different controls. So we're using at the moment the door control panel box with the DRA. So this is the more premium version. There's 2 versions of the door control panel box coming out. One will be with DRA and one will be without. This is using the DRA, as you can see there. This is it upside down, of course. You'll get a proper close-up video when I've got the software, everything nailed, and you'll see it all properly. So don't think of these videos as... they're just sort of... they're me testing, basically. Next thing we're using is, of course, everybody's favourite breakfast item, the fried eggs. These are the AWS plungers. These, I think, there may be a few left on the website at the minute. We had another batch of 50 that sold out within just over 24 hours. So they are selling very quickly. So if you do want one, jump on them when you see the batches go up. But they should be... we were hoping they would be an item that were in stock, but actually they've been so popular that we haven't been able to keep stock of them. Yet. Dan is working his little bottom off, making as many as we can. Also using the power brake controller. Again, guys, I have no info on this for you yet. This is still heavily work in progress. I don't expect it to be drastically too much longer, but the software and everything like that still needs working on. The hardware is pretty much there, but we need to look at things like customizable options, that sort of thing, and trying to get the cost down of it. So it's in, I'm using it, you'll see me use it, but it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. Apart from the AWS box, everything here is beta testing. So you might see that the door control panel might not do something that I ask it to do, or the PPC, I might need to reset it at some point. So while we're testing it, it kind of is what it is. There isn't much really to go on, but what I want to give you guys is an idea of how having the multiple things sort of adds up and how it creates a better driving environment. A lot of people have been really interested in the door buttons, and there's even been some call for the AWS boxes having black ones of these as DSD buttons. I will actually be using, better check that now, because I'm going to be going driver only. Talking of that, let's finish getting the train set up before I carry on blurbing on. Sorry, driver ID, whatever I want it to be. I don't know what the destination code is, so I'm not going to worry about that. It's got Leicester on the front at the moment. I need to put my shoes down. DC system select. Line light. Got it. Even got me a little smiley face. So that's all good. Right, I was just saying, yes, there's been a call for quite a few requests actually for an AWS box that's a DSD button, a black DSD button. I think Dan is looking into if we can make that a product or not at the moment. It wouldn't be for everybody. It really wouldn't be for everybody, but those that want it, we're going to try and get that done. Door control panel boxes. I mean, this is probably the one product that I was not overly sold with. I've got 2 of those open in my head at the time, but what's actually happened is that I have become incredibly fond of it. So the driver guard's buzzer is actually reprogrammable at the moment. We don't know how well that's going to be when it comes out, but at the moment I've got it set as should be a DSD button. So I'll make sure my DSD is on. Right, so we're going to get platform duties complete, and then I can get my doors closed. Any second now. Interlock, got them, perfect. Okay, we've got a green as well. So into forwards, DRA off. Let's start taking some power. This scenario is very AI intensive, leaving London Bridge, I will warn you of that. So the frame rate won't be amazing, it will hover around 20 to 24, but as we get moving and as we get further down the line, you'll see it picks up fine. But it's a cracking scenario, this, all the way to Beckenham Junction. We get to see trams and some very, very southerny stuff. I like it. We got 60, but we've got the next stop is not far away, so we'll be relying on the decent brakes of the 377. So yeah, everything we're using at the moment is still work in progress. It's still being tested and things like that, bar the AWS plungers they're out. And fingers crossed, button box not far away. Should probably have some info on that in the next couple of weeks. And then when we've got all the little software niggles out the way with the door button box and everything, I'll give you a full video on that, just like I did with the AWS plunger. How it works, showing you it in game, showing you it up close and personal. There is, of course, two versions of it. There's one with the DRA, one without. I don't know if I've said that yet, but there is. But I'll explain all of that closer to the time when it's the proper video. But what I've found with the whole thing is just it helping me drive better. I say better, maybe not better because I'm rubbish anyway, but probably more professionally is probably the way to do it. Not bang on like a real driver, but it gives me a little bit more incentive to make sure I put it into neutral and set the DRA, which is always nice to do. Bit of a slow roll in here. I actually realised when I was doing this scenario the other day that I've done this line, and I hadn't realised I had. As morbid as it sounds, it was actually to my cousin's funeral, but it was. It did mean that I knew the line a little bit, and it was actually. Oh, didn't mean to go into much there. It was actually this bit of the line that I recognised. So you can see now on my other side, my doors are open. Of course, this is going to be upside down for you. DRA is on, interlock lights are out. Signal's green. So I'm hoping what it does is sort of help me just give you guys a little bit more of an overview of how it all works together. There's been one or two complaints about the use of USB sockets, so I'll cover that while we're in this video. I'll also cover it later on. So yes, each one of these at the moment uses a different USB socket. USB hubs, these work through absolutely perfectly, and for a 6-hub half decent USB socket, you're talking less than a tenner delivered to your house. And if you can get one of these delivered to your house, you can get a USB like, what am I looking for, was the word hub, delivered to your house. The 66 controller actually uses a RJ45 connector to link the two together, but that's actually more grief to put together than having a USB plug go into a USB port, so I'm quite happy with them being USB at the minute. The idea of building it all as one unit and selling it is a great one. Some of the more advanced cabs that will do may have that, but I don't want you paying for a full English electric cab when all you want is a combined traction brake controller and an AWS button. It just defeats the purpose. The whole idea of this is a modular system. Means you can add in what you want, means you're not paying for things you don't want or need. There was a guy talking about Rail Driver on the group the other day, and I did ask the question, did anybody ever use the buttons on the front that do the views? And I think there was about 2 people that turned around and said, yeah, use them for the views. And cool, that's fine. But for me, no way did I use the views. So it's horses for courses. So I was paying for all those buttons on the front with a Rail Driver that I'd never use. This isn't comparable. This isn't meant to compete with Rail Driver. If you want to go and buy a Rail Driver, go and buy a Rail Driver, by all means. I wish when I had mine I had done a review on it properly, because it would have been quite good to sort of look at the two together just now. But it does what it does. Rail Driver, it's not a perfect thing for UK stock. I find the controllers quite flimsy. I find, like, the top controller's got flimsy, big heavy solid base, but the rest of it I find quite flimsy. And that was something I didn't really want with these. And of course there was features on there that I just didn't want. So we didn't have them. That's why this is different. It's modular. And it's not meant for everybody. I don't expect everybody to have the money to go out and buy one of these. I don't expect everybody to have a want for one of these. If your keyboard works for you and you get a decent level of immersion for train sim from the keyboard, that's fine. And I always talk about this horses for courses thing, and it's completely true. Some people play TS for the scenery and drive with the big F4 HUD and in simple mode. Some people drive very, very professionally. Some people play train sim just from the outside view and look at the stock. Having any of these isn't going to aid your route building skill, is it? Or your interest in signalling. But if you're into driving, it will be for you. They're not meant for everybody. And they're not particularly mass market. These are incredibly niche products. There's similar things available for other games. There's button boxes for driving sims. There's button boxes for Euro Truck Sim. There are gear levers and splitters and all sorts for Euro Truck Sim. I've come in way too fast here. That you can pay a ridiculous amount of money for. But if that's what's going to improve your level of immersion in that game, then go for it. If you want to get into flight sims, you can pay tens of thousands of pounds. So, yeah, some of the criticism that have come from them is pretty null and void. But some of the feedback we've had has been brilliant. Really enjoyed the feedback we've had. So yeah, we're taking it all on board. It goes with to improve the next generation of products, the next line, the next bits that we're going to see. What do I want to see? Right, this is different to what might happen. So this is just what I would like to see. This isn't necessarily what Dan's going to be able to make, we're going to be able to make, or between us sell profitably. So English electric style controls, so split controls, something along the lines of a 47 or a 37, that sort of style. And I would also like to see a Sprinter style separate control. With those bases, there of course could then be options for things like HSTs, 91s, that sort of thing. So it's all very open at the moment. These are our first products. We're not coming from a huge manufacturing background. These are being made in somebody's house. And we're very lucky, because for us that means that quality control can be kept on top of, but it does mean that scalability is an issue. So it depends. It depends. Depends how the power brake controller goes. Depends on the button boxes. If they go as well as the AWS boxes have, which I don't expect them to, it'd be lovely. I think at the last count, I think there's like 200, over 200 of you out there now with AWS plungers, which is a number I didn't think we'd get to for a long, long time. So it has even shocked me. I'm so pleased that you guys are enjoying them. It's great. I think it was North Dulwich I got off at. So this is a 6-car 377, which I think is a 377- something or other. I don't really know, but there's no 6 on my little car selector there. So there will be some person that goes, "You didn't change it." That is why. So I've got 4, 8, or 12. I'm also knackered, so I'm on an energy drink, which is very unlike me. But it's been a busy few days. Right. Yeah, it was definitely North Dulwich that I got off at. So yeah, we're due at Beckenham Junction at 38 minutes past. Funny story about this. Me and my brother, going to a funeral tends to be a bit of a drinking session, so we'd had a couple of beers on the train on the way down. And we were running a little bit late by the time we got to London Bridge, so we just ran upstairs to get on the train, and it was 455, and it didn't have a toilet. My brother was busting, so he did the whole journey from London Bridge to here, and then realised there was no toilets at North Dulwich either. Thankfully there's a pub not too far down that road. It's still a good walk, actually. I say not that far. But it is quite far. And doing all this is just becoming muscle memory now. That's what I'm really liking about this. It really has. I had to drive with a keyboard the other day and I was like, oh, well, can't do it. It really threw me. So of course we're stopping, I should be in step 3, and there's probably a different way of doing DRA before you do the door. There is all sorts. I think even different companies have different variations of how they do it, different TOCs. Some TOCs don't require you to do certain things that other TOCs do, so there are always differences. There's the rule books, check your rule book for your DRA. Realistically, I tend to set it any time I stop. Not necessarily just against a adverse signal. Mainly because I like twisting it. Buttons are my thing. And that's for me, that's what train sim is. It's not about... I like the scenery, I like all that sort of stuff as well, the infrastructure, it needs to kind of be right. But for me, it's about driving the trains. It's about the buttons in the cabs. You know, I like flicking switches and twiddling bits and pieces. And this is my idea of coolness. First, I'm going to get to use the horn as well. Some TOCs don't even expect you to use two-tone. Only single tone. Old school drivers tend to blow the horn before tunnels and on the exit of tunnels. Some just do the entrance, some just do the exit. And because this is train sim, I can kind of drive it how I like. I've got to get smoother when we're braking at this. Some days I'm not bad at all, and then other days I am switching between them like a God knows what. Oh, I will cover this because people ask this. So the DRA that is on this is a switch one. Okay, so it's a roundy, twisty one. It is not a push in and pull out one like you see on this unit in real life. They are not something we're able to do at the moment. So the only available DRA will be a twist one. There's various reasons, one of them being cost. To get one that does the right thing and feels right is expensive. I did wrong side door opening there. I think that is actually, no kidding, the first time I've done it with that box. It's done the wrong side doors. I'll have to re-watch that. I definitely did, because it was the right hand side doors that were lit up. All the last couple of streams I've been like, you know what, I haven't made a wrong side door open yet. And I've done it in the video. Well, there's an exclusive for you. For those of you that don't watch over on Twitch, there's an exclusive. Oh, I'm gutted. And if you can hear the kids in the background, I'm really sorry, but they've made a rocket out of the trampoline. Oh, my green, brilliant. Very short section to go up to 30 and back down to 20, isn't it, that? Got to 25. Let's be adventurous. Actually, I don't even know what that next signal is going to be. I'm guessing that was for the Morpeth board. See, this end of this route I have never been on in real life. Never, ever, ever. It was green, wasn't it? Yeah. And of course, in real life, drivers would use the DOO cameras that are in the cab. Although they still do put their heads out sometimes. If it's DOO, I still see that quite often. If somebody had said to me a year ago, you're going to actually really enjoy driving the 377 and the 375, I'd have laughed. But with the EP, the controllers and everything like that, really enjoy it. Really, really enjoy it. So at the moment, controller cam is not going to be a feature it definitely won't stay in the sort of incarnation it's in at the moment. But if controller cam is something you would like to see, but not as intrusive as this one is, please do leave a comment and let me know. It is something I can work out for when I move to the new shed. I can definitely work that out for you. I quite like it. I quite like watching people with decent peripherals use theirs on streams and videos, but it will come down to you guys, really. So if it is something you want to see, leave a comment below and let me know. And if it's something you really don't want to see, let me know. And there are people out there that don't even like face cams. I was never a big fan of it. And even with DSD active on this, I don't think we're actually going to hear it. It is there. I'm going to try and get a screenshot with the tram in. So do be warned when we get with the trams in next to us, I will be doing screenshots. Platform 2. This is where the cameras are coming really handy because you can't see it's on a curve. I guess the DMO monitors must still work for like the 455s and things like that, mustn't they? I'm always a little bit sort of in two camps about whether to have a static display and where there should be cameras when doors are open. I mean, like you can do it like the S8 has them, has pictures that come up. And sometimes I think it's a really good idea, and then other times I think, yeah, I don't really like it. It's a weird one. It's a weird one for me. Sometimes it's just nice to see something change in the cab, I think. I mean, what would be lovely would be able to have actual sort of camera angles that you could see, but of course that cannot be done in Train Sim in the iteration it's in at the moment. Be really interested to work out what the actual average speed of the trainers on this line. I'll do that in a bit. Oh god, 40. Sitting there watching the 40 limit as well. Somebody did actually put a comment on one of my videos the other day. Said, "You do realise that speed limits are shown in the thing at the bottom?" I was at. I do. Whether I pay attention to them or notice them enough to actually do anything with them is another thing. I'm not going to bother going up to 64 Birkbeck. I think this is us now. Is this us now with the trams next to us? Yeah, it is. I must be running a little bit late because I think I remember chasing that tram. Oh, that was a bit of a naughty stop. That step 3. Right, what time is I due in here? Yes. Yeah, running a few minutes late. Running a few minutes late. I might have to come back and get screenshots later. It's all that dithering stopping at the minute that I'm just rubbish at. I've just got so much better at it. Did I not send that off? Spent the whole journey with the TMS not set properly. Oh, looks like we might catch up with that tram at least. Oh, it's going to be in Beckenham Junction with us anyway. I'd quite like to have caught them both on this curve. That was kind of my plan. Oh, no. What are we looking at here? Nah, not convinced by either of those. No AWS magnet on that track there. And the tram at Croydon is still something I haven't done. I'd like to do it. Just see where that tram is there. Right, let me try, before we open the doors and end this, to get a screenshot that shows off kind of what I want. Oh, I've got some milk bottles there. That's quite strange. Yeah, nah. Right, okay, shutting it down is pretty simple. Let's do that. Get our doors open. DRA is on, and then once that's doing that, stick it into off, take our master key out, and we are done. Alright guys, thank you ever so much for joining me for that video. Please head over, please like, share and subscribe if you want to. Also head on over to alanthomsonsim.com for all your latest and greatest train sim needs. Also give you the most up-to-date information about the controllers. Head over to Twitch on a Sunday from 7 PM and a Wednesday from 7 PM. In fact, it's a Monday today and there'll be a stream tonight, so do keep an eye on the Facebook group as well for the bits that are when there's changes to the streams. Once again guys, thanks ever so much for joining me. I'll catch you next time.